In the 1940s, despite huge livestock populations, India faced severe milk shortages. Today, the organization born from that crisis is the world's largest dairy brand. This shift didn't originate in a corporate headquarters. It began as a small-scale movement in a single village. The data from that era reveals a paradox. While cattle density was high across these regions, the map also shows widespread shortage zones where milk was unavailable to the public. Increasing the number of cows wasn't the answer. The solution required dismantling a system where middlemen extracted the value before it could reach the market. In 1946, farmers in Anand, Gujarat, were responsible for every stage of production, performing the manual labor of milking their herds twice a day. However, a monopoly of contractors controlled the trade. As this flowchart shows, these middlemen bought milk at low rates and captured the profit margin, leaving the farmers in poverty while consumers paid high prices. The farmers refused to supply the monopoly, deciding to manage the distribution themselves. By forming a collective, they owned the organization, allowing them to share the profits of the entire supply chain directly. By taking ownership of the process, these villagers created a structure capable of replacing a monopoly with a producer-owned industry. A fair model is only the first step. To survive in a competitive market, the cooperative needed to achieve industrial efficiency. Dr. Verghese Kurian provided that technical framework. He was the manager and engineer who designed the systems required to scale the operation. Kurian introduced modern machinery, creating a network for processing and transport that allowed the cooperative to move large volumes of milk without spoilage. He implemented professional management standards, ensuring that a farmer-owned entity could match the operational speed of any private corporation. Kurian's work successfully combined corporate-level logistics with a social mandate that prioritized the farmer's income. Relying solely on liquid milk is a high-risk strategy. To secure the cooperative's future, they had to expand their presence in the kitchen. They diversified into value-added dairy products, including butter, ghee, cheese, ice cream, and chocolate. Unifying these products under the Amul brand established a single point of trust for the public. Because the cooperative owned the entire chain from the village to the storefront, they provided consistent quality at prices that undercut private competitors. This diversification created a loyal customer base, turning the brand into a staple of the Indian household. The long-term impact of this model is visible in the organization's modern scale. Amul now collects tens of millions of liters of milk every day, utilizing automated, high-volume facilities like this one. Despite this automation, millions of individual farmers working through local village societies remain the backbone of the system. Although the organization generates billions in revenue, the cooperative structure ensures the majority of that income returns to the rural producers. Amul demonstrates that a cooperative can be an effective and scalable method for organizing a national industry. Amul's success is built on a foundation of producer trust, reliable quality, a resilient supply chain, and continuous product development. This approach launched the White Revolution, a period of growth that transformed India into the world's leading milk producer. A movement that began with a village protest eventually provided the structural blueprint for India's modern agricultural economy. While Amul grew from a cooperative, another famous Indian business followed a different path to global prominence. If you want to see how the Tata Group was founded, stay tuned for our next breakdown.